Welcome to Fight Night, The Source, Lawrence Okolie. How are you, my friend?
We're good, I'm all good. Just here ticking over.
Are you there ticking over in Dubai, so it's very late at night?
Yes, it is. I have my sleep glasses on, but for you, I'll keep them off.
No, come on, let's see them, because I've got my blue glasses on. Let's see the sleep glasses.
And my ones as well.
Come on. Oh, yeah, let's do half the interview in the sleep glasses. Yeah, I like that.
I'll do the second half.
Okay, pick the second half. Okay, so we heard you were fighting on Heavy Impact last weekend, but we didn't get you on there. Obviously, injuries notwithstanding. What has shifted for you, and do you know when you're going to be out?
No, there's obviously lots of conversations going on. We're desperately trying to get Kabayel, because he's interim champion and I'm silver champion, so that's the fight that we were pushing for. But I believe him and his team said they don't want to fight again until September. So I'm packing on and just another fight in the summer.
Wow, Kabayel's gone strong for his last 3 fights. That's a big challenge in my view. But it's one you wanted, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. I just think at this point in the stage of my career, obviously I've got experience. I like to believe, being like a heavyweight now, eating and drinking, I'm able to sort of perform at my best. But yeah, but either way, I want to be world champion in my 3rd weight class, and he's pretty much one of the only ones I'd have to beat to sort of get to that point. But he's decided that he doesn't want to box right now, so we crack on.
So some people are questioning, why should Lawrence be number 1 with the WBC and I think number 5 with the WBO? Were you surprised by those immediate rankings as well, given 1 heavyweight before?
No, especially WBO. I was world champion with them for like 2-3 years. Had a number of defenses, so that counts for something. There's a lot of fighters who, yes, they have been heavyweight, but they've never been in a world title fight or boxed for a world title. So in any weight class, if you're light heavyweight and you move up to cruiserweight as a champion or former champion, you do get a ranking. So WBO, I'm not surprised. WBC, I was cruiserweight world champion, moved up. I think I came in at like number 5, and then fights just happened. Passing through, retired. That took me out 1. Kabayel beat Zhang dropped. Okolie boxed for the IBF. Loads of little things happened. So it wasn't like, my position was here, and then people sort of dropped off, and the people that were number 8 are now number 5, and people that are number 5 are now number 1. So it just made sense. At the end of the day, I've done quite a bit of my career, and that pays dividends at this stage.
Is it a compliment in a weird way that Agit Kabayel, who I rank right now probably with veracity, and it was Arslan Makhmudov that he beat. I said Alim Kaniwi earlier when we were chatting, but is there a compliment there somewhere that, given that he's kind of 4 or 5 in the world right now, that he perhaps didn't want to meet you because it doesn't do a lot for him with a very dangerous former cruiserweight and bridgerweight champion stepping up, and that he is going to fight in Germany as well, and that you would bring a lot of danger with you?
Yeah, no, 100%. And listen, things change all the time, but yeah, for me at this stage now with my promotional company, they're very much aware of what happens behind the scenes. It's very easy to go, oh yeah, like he's cruiserweight, but these guys actually actively don't want to fight. We've offered to fight to Joe Jason, Dillian Whyte, and Joseph. But all of these guys over the last year or 2, and they've all point blank said no. And then, when Joe Jason and Dillian decided to fight each other, I just said, oh, you know what? It's a good fight between them. Let them do it, despite the fact that they said no. And listen, Joseph Parker, etc. Joseph Parker, I kind of get a little bit more because of the position that he's in, whatever else. But for me, a lot of these heavyweights that you wouldn't expect are saying no, so we're just going to have to keep pushing.
If you were to write down a 1, 2, 3 hit list in the sequence of how your career goes from this point, Lawrence, at the moment, how would you go? And I'm assuming that 1-2-3 takes you to a world title shot as well.
Yeah, so it would be now, based on Kabayel not being available in the summer, it would be Dillian Whyte, Kabayel, and then whoever the world champion is at that time.
So we're talking about a year from now, if we go 4-month sequences. Who do you believe will be the world champion at that point?
I think it will be Dan or Joseph Parker.
Do you think Daniel beats Usyk?
It's so hard because every time I said that someone's going to beat Usyk manages to do it. I think either he will beat him or Usyk's going to retire in the next 2 fights anyway. So, you know, the box will become fragmented. But if we're talking, it'll either be Bacon or, yeah, Dan could do it, definitely. Why not?
If Usyk's still around and you're challenging, what do you do to Usyk in the ring?
Oh, that's one I'd love to see. I think by that stage he'd be a lot slower on his feet, which makes it a much more interesting fight. And I would hope that my sort of athleticism, you know, as much as he's beating a lot of big guys, I would have the speed that I brought up from cruiserweight, so it would make it a lot more competitive potentially than the fights he's had with these bigger, slower heavyweights. So I'd like to see that one.
So Dillian Whyte, which we all want to see because there's been beef in the past. I know you have respect for each other. We've seen that as well since. Dillian's coming back soon as well. Give me a little tease. Is there talk of that behind the scenes at the moment?
There's talk of that behind the scenes, but I know he doesn't want it. Because we offered that fight before the Georgios fight. He said, no, he needs warm-ups. He said that, and then publicly he'll be like, yeah, like, oh, I'd smash Lawrence. But then behind the scenes, he's carrying like a little chicken. So I can't really take anything he says seriously. But the reality is, this stage, it's a good fight for both of us. I'm ranked number 1. It's a good ranking potential for him. He's someone who, just on a personal one, I want to beat in a fight. You know, I don't want it to be he retires or whatever else, and I've always got that chip on my shoulder towards him and that side. I kind of want to be able to settle it properly in the ring and see what, you know, what's his the body snatcher. Let's see what he can do. You know what I mean? Because if he's still here, he should do it. Otherwise, he should just retire. If he's not interested in having proper fights, he might as well just pack it in, like, instead of hanging around hoping to, you know, be an Asia opponent or something. Have a proper fight, and let's see.
Oh, there's definitely a lot of sauce and a lot of juice there with you and Dillian. We'd love to see that fight. Says that for the O2 Arena, sells out the O2 Arena like that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Just make sure, you know, he shows up on the day. But I just, like, at the end of the day, now, I say he's scared, like, and for good reason.
Outside those 3 that you mentioned, obviously Daniel Dubois, Oleksandr Usyk, Agit Kabayel, you think it'll be Daniel? We've mentioned Usyk. There's Joseph Parker out there as well.
Yep. That's another great one. There was talks about I was going to step in, actually. It was between me and Okolie for that fight, you know, in Riyadh. I was already training, so I was in shape. I was only an hour away.
How close was that to happening?
It was done as far as we're concerned. You know, everything is agreed. I was actually on my way home to pack my bag to come over. You know, it's only an hour a bit flight, and then you know, the Warrens called and just said, yeah, Joseph Parker's team, yeah, they said they don't want it. They'll rather go for like Okolie, you know, who, like I said, everything logistically made more sense for a fight. I was in shape, already training for a fight, 1 hour away. My coach was already in Saudi, but they decided to bring this guy who hasn't been training over from Congo. And it ended up being the right decision for them, you know, getting a good KO and a good name. But listen, at the end of the day, I just sit and wait. I just believe the opportunity is going to show itself, and then I'm going to take it with both hands.
Okay, we're getting on to midnight in Dubai, so you need to put the night goggles on now, yeah?
Now, okay. I won't take these off until the end of the interview because I need to make sure I get a good night's sleep. But go ahead, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so what are you weighing in at now? You went really big. You went to 18 and a half, 19 stone, I think. What are you now?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely lighter. So I think I was like 120 kilos. Right now I'm sitting around 115. I'm still on my way down. I just think it's just more for me about performance. I think with the extra weight that I put on, I felt really robust and stuff. But now we're working on like explosiveness and a lot more speed. And the fact is, if I'm gonna fight some people like Kabayel, like Dillian Whyte, etc., I have to be not just big and strong. I also have to be conditioned to kind of go through them and go through the fire to go get those big knockouts that I've been enjoying lately. So I'm raring to go.
So in the Okolie crystal ball, you're going to be world champion within a year, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That's what I'm here for. I think there will come a point where people won't be able to say no. Like, oh no, like, it'll just be like, yeah, you have to. Like, he's mandatory. He's this. He's that. So yeah, like I said, I think me and Dillian do get on. I think looking at these sort of options, if he doesn't box me, he's gonna end up boxing a bum, and it just looks weird. Like, we've already done Hammer, we've done Tete. You can't do Derek Chisora because he's now IBF mandatory, which I'm very happy about. And then AJ is injured or gonna do Usyk or Fury. So you're kind of left in a situation where if you're really in boxing to do anything now, let's do it.
Final one. Do you think in the next year and a half, you'll fight Moses Talma as well?
You never know. That's what I say with that one. He's one there. Obviously, it's a bit of a weird one for me, similar to when I boxed Chris. I kind of don't like boxing people that I actually kind of like, but you never know in this boxing game. Anything can happen, and he's on a roll right now. So I thought I'd be long retired before he got to the top, from those days throwing him when he was 15, but he's in a kamikaze, so you never know.
Great to see you, Lawrence. Have a great night's sleep.
Thank you.
And
cheers.
Always great to see you, my friend. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.